What's up, lovely people, and welcome back to another Love Naturally experience. I'm so happy to see you, hear you, feel you here in my space today. Guess what? I'm Priestess Ishtah, and I am going to help you release some extra baggage that you have been carrying around, my friend. Don't you think it's time that you released that? So today we are going to pick a baggage, and I'm going to help you get lighter on your feet. But before we do, don't forget that with each of my pick a card readings, you receive a divine assignment. That's right, it's for free. No reason for you to register. There's no reason for you to sign up. Everything, just go to my website and you're going to find a free complimentary divine assignment that brings your reading full circle. And that, my friends, is what makes this the Love Naturally experience. Okay, so also I do offer free alignment calls. These calls are geared at helping you to get into spiritual alignment with any emotional or personal goals, really. A lot of times I help clients with even financial goals, even though I am not aiming to help you with your finances directly. Everything is connected to spirit and to our emotional bodies. So let's meet. This is a great way for you to see if we are a good fit for each other when you're ready to further invest. And when that time does come, you can head over to my website. I have a list of full services. I have been a spiritual healer all my life, so I think that from the menu of options I have, you'll find something that will really benefit you. I have tarot, I have Reiki, I do personal coaching, personal consult. So whatever you need, head over to www.lovenaturally.com/book me, okay? And let's go ahead and start working together. But if you are ready to release that baggage, honey, let's go ahead and get your reading going. So in 3, 2, 1, we are about to pick a baggage. All right, folks, so let's get ready. Your option for baggage number 1. If you are feeling called to this brown bag, then option number 1 will be the pile you select. If you feel so called to this pink bag, then option number 2 will be the pile that you select. And if you feel so called to this blue bag right here, guess what? Option number 3 will be the bag and pile you select. So here again are all 3 options. Bag number 1, the brown bag. Bag number 2, the pink bag. Or bag number 3, the blue bag. Okay, I think that gives us enough time. Let's head over to your reading. I'll see you there. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and share.
All right, to my lovely group number 1 who picked baggage number 1, we are going to be looking at what it is that you are ready to release, because honey, it is time that you released this. How we're going to do this is in 3 different parts. We are going to look at what you have been carrying. We're going to transition to a different deck to see why you've been carrying this for so long. And then we'll close out with how you can release this. I'll give you, we'll divine some guidance and see how you can release it. Closing out with that, I will provide you with the link to my website at www.lovenaturally.com, where you will find your divine assignment, which your pile will have a special shadow work assignment that will help you to connect with the ritual or the advice that will be given at the end of this reading to help you to release this baggage, because you don't need it anymore. It's making you heavy. All right. So without further ado, let's go ahead and see what it is that you, baggage number one, have been carrying. Great Spirit, you already know what we are here for. We have a circle of protection already casted around us, asking our angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides to please stand at their points, protecting that circle. Ashe. I can see them in the ether. So I have a feeling that this is going to be a very powerful group. Those of you who've chosen this group, you have very powerful ancient celestial watchers. I'm feeling those from Skywalker clan. I'm hearing that word. And I have a reading I will add in here. It's if you haven't watched it, most people have found me through this reading that I did. It's one of my first ones for pick a cards, and it's called Who Were Your Ancient Ancestors? And that reading, I'm feeling like you guys were pile number 3 if you've gotten that reading. And if not, go to that reading. I'll leave a link, and you might find some insight there that will help you with, for some reason, with what is connected to this baggage. Because I feel like those celestial beings that are really high up that I'm sensing right now, protecting our circle, protecting your circle as you do this reading with me, I'm sensing that they have really are trying to help you with this. Okay, without further ado, all right, what have you been carrying? Show me for pile 1. I feel like this belongs this way. What have you been carrying? What else have they been carrying? We'll take 3 cards to start. Thank you. I'm feeling this one too. We'll take 4. Okay. We'll start with this one. All right. So we have here the 9 of water. Pull that out a little bit. We have here a message from fire. And fire is related to the salamander clan. And I know that sounds weird, but salamander is the Jinn energy, or it is the elemental energy, the Fae energy archetype. When you are looking at the element of fire, every element has a different name in the Fae realm. And when we're looking at fire, it happens to be like a salamander. Then you have here the 4 of water. And finally, we have Shango. Okay. All right. I'm going to give it to you raw and give it to you straight, because I feel that the word raw is a part of your journey here. So this message is coming through as one related to sexual desires and an attachment to using sex or using intimacy in a sexual way as a way to validate you. You may be the person as a male, if you are watching, who has a lot of children by a lot of different women, or you may be a woman who has a lot of children by a lot of different men. There is something that is attached to the way that you love, that you find love primarily through sex. So this could be my group of individuals, and let me just say, this is a judgment-free zone. A little bit about me. I don't put a lot of myself out there, information, because I like my privacy. But to show vulnerability with you all, since we are doing this deep work, I am studying to become a counselor. You know, this is as of the time this is posted, right? So years from now, if you're watching this, I may have already completed this, but I'm studying to become a mental health counselor and therapist. And I only say that to contribute that I really am not judging. I'm going to be very curt in my delivery. So if you're too much in a sensitive place where you're like, I'm not ready to deal with this depth, because I'm going to continue reading this and it's going to get deeper. All right. Okay, so this is kind of like a warning now to say that if you're not in a good space right now emotionally, I recommend that you come back to this video another day, another month, another time. Spirit won't let you forget about it. You'll find your way back to it when you're ready for it. But if you're already feeling kind of like heavy, the message that's going to come with this next, it may be too much for you. And that's not to scare you away. If you're ready, because I feel like if you're watching this, then you are ready. All right. So let me just continue to say that this might be the group of sex addicts where you've been using sex as a way to heal and to mend and to feel validation, to feel connection, to feel intimacy, or to feel something with individuals, with another, with a group of people. Now, I have a second section to see why you have been carrying this. So I'm just going to say surfacely from what I'm sensing that many of you have been carrying this because of some type of perhaps improper, as I don't know what I can appropriately say on YouTube, so I'm censoring my language, but improper encounters with adults that you had on a physical level that made you feel uncomfortable when you were a child. All right. So we know what that could translate into. So if you had any uncomfortable where you felt very uncomfortable with an adult as a child, whether this is a suppressed, repressed, or a memory that you have active and you just kind of dance around it, it might be manifesting in you in a way where you have a lot of sexual desires. For some of you, this could have led to you contracting a lot. For some of you it's a lot. For some of you it might have been once, but an STD at a point in your life. Because you're very sexually active, and I think that with your sexual activity, sometimes it is a little bit what's it called, like it's the word is impulsive. Thank you. Like here you have the one of swords. I'm just shuffling the deck, but you have here and this is the Brotherhood of the Light tarot deck. So it's a deck that I've been kind of newly introducing myself to. It's very powerful, and it has very, very ancient, there's a lot of ancient symbology, some of which I'm still learning. So we'll be learning this deck together as I use it from time to time. But I want to point out you have the One of Wands and then you have the One of Swords. So with the Wands and the Swords energy coming out, I feel like A, I'm telling you the truth, but B, I feel like there's a truth, especially for you masculine or women who are very addicted to masculine energy that is really good in the bedroom. So addressing just the females right now in the room, you may be the type of lady where you love, you fall in love because somebody put it down. Like you get digmatized, you get too open, you give too much of yourself, you do too much quickly, you let somebody like impregnate you maybe. Maybe you've gotten a lot of terminations to your pregnancies because of such. So I just see that right now it's time for y'all to release is a poor relationship with your sexual self-care. I do feel and sense that there has been a lot of things that happen at nighttime that you do. You might be in sex work. And I feel that there's just, with this being under the water here, I feel like there's people who don't know. And you've been doing this for years. It could be an affair that you've been having with one person in particular. For some of you, it's an affair. For others of you, you're actually a sex worker, or you might do like I know sex worker is a dominatrix, but in particular I'm hearing like you might be a dominatrix and nobody knows about it. There's some type of, and I don't like using this word, but there's some type of warning, there's some type of kind of like signal, some type of flag. I feel nervous. There's just something in which you are doing with your sexual behavior that is calling your attention. So what you have been specifically carrying is a poor relationship, and I said this a second ago, but a poor relationship with your sexual health. However that looks for you, okay? This relationship is one where it is invalidating your true self-worth, is what I'm hearing your higher power say. Interesting, I'm not saying your guides, your angels, yourself. There's a higher power that's coming through to you. Maybe that's why it's a message from fire saying that it is undermining how you are treating yourself. Now, let me be very clear. It's not undermining you because you do sex work. If you're a sex worker, to me, that's not undermining work, because I don't judge you. And who am I? Who is anyone? Please, somebody point out somebody in the world who's going to judge another person because they're that much better. I don't give a fuck what type of lifestyle you live. So it's not about that, because everybody got a shadow. Let me tell you, put them around me long enough and I promise you, I'm going to sniff it out. So it's not about judgment. This is about shaking you up, sis. This is about waking you up, bro, and saying, look, it's time for you to take yourself seriously. It's time for you to go to the doctor and get checked out. Okay? It's time for you to make sure that you're demonstrating to yourself that you care. Demonstrating to yourself that you matter. And it doesn't come through an external relationship with another individual. And I know a minute ago I was just talking to ladies, but to the women, and I'll address men because I'm jumping because the messages jump. That's just how channeling works, So roll with me if you can roll, and then we're going to move forward. But what I was going to say was that to the ladies, I'm seeing here again that if you're pregnant right now, and you don't know who the parent is, or if you are just I feel like some of you are pregnant, okay? Because with this fish here, and you may not know that you're pregnant. That's number one. And you also may not know who the father is for some of you. And that's not just the only message to the women. The other message that I'm feeling for the ladies, Spirit, open this up a little more. Other messages for the women watching, or the divine feminines. If you don't identify as biologically as a woman, just whatever if you identify as a divine feminine is what I'm saying. All right, you know what I mean. And if you don't, now you do. So you have here the Seven of Cups. Yeah, that's what I was saying. So to the ladies, this is not a real thing, but I make things real because I say it. You know what I mean? You have the same gift. Just say something and make it real. Hello. So with the Seven of Cups and then this kind of like Knight of Swords, not Knight of Wands. I feel like you have a knight in shining armor syndrome where sometimes you can get swept off your feet. And with this Pisces glyph here on the Seven of Cups, Pisces is all about, that dreamy energy. So with Seven of Cups, I feel like people come in with these dreamy love offers and you just fall in love, but they're liars. Like this is a knight because the page doesn't have a source. The Knight of Swords here is he's flashy and he comes in fierce and he talks a good game and he can follow through with it, but he extends more than he actually is equipped to give because he's just a knight. He's not yet progressed too much further. So, and I don't want to say play him out like you're just a knight. Like, knights is the shit, but he's not quite yet at it's a lot of empty offers, a lot of sweet nothings, a lot of pillow talking and not following up. And it seems like you've falling for this type of lover over and over again. Let's count the moons. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So you have 9 moons altogether. So I feel like that's the end of a cycle because 9 represents the end of something. And I feel like you have had a lot of endings, ladies, with these gentlemen who have come into your life and kind of promised you things and it didn't go through. All right, so that's one thing that you've been carrying is a dependency on these men or these romantic counterparts, because I think you have a tendency to run with rose-colored glasses on. Let's look at the men. What are the divine masculines who are watching? What can you open this up for me? What specifically have they been carrying? Just to specify this to them. I think that for you divine masculines, it's a lot of you just like women, or you like sex. You like sex and you like unprotected sex. And and while it's nothing wrong with that. Hey, okay. but I think it's to perhaps at times your own detriment. All right. So that's when we know that something is wrong, not because morally this is not a good thing. You know, there are morals we should have, like do harm to none. But I think that when it comes to like morals on lifestyle, you know that something becomes wrong when it interferes with you, when it starts to become a detriment to you. But if you, again, don't care, then who are we to tell you how to live? So you have here the 6 of coins in reverse, and then we have here the 9 of cups. Yeah, so with the 6 of coins, I do feel, and then you have the Aquarius energy here, and then you have Scorpio energy and Pisces energy. So yes, it is a sex addiction for you gentlemen. You tend to like arm candy or things that are shiny. I'm seeing that you like women with large, like you like, I like big butts and I can, like that's y'all anthem. Like, I like big butts and I cannot lie. Like, the other brothers can't deny when a girl walks in with an ADB waist and that round thing in your face, y'all get sprung. And there's a lot of, and if you're not into butts, you know, thighs, legs, breasts, whatever is your thing, you be like a fish on a, you know how the fishermen put excuse me, I don't mean to laugh, but you know, we got to bring some comedy into this, because we started kind of heavy, didn't we? But to bring some comedy into this is like the fisherman in the ocean casting his line, like, all right, let's see what I'm gonna catch. I better catch something good. And then the fish is coming up like, awesome, and like, I don't know, that's just like the song I'm feeling with you. Like, y'all are smooth. Like, let's not ignore the big dog in the room, Shango. If you're not familiar, Shango is the Orisha that is the Orisha of sexuality. It's the Orisha of passion. It's the Orisha of beauty. It's the Orisha of, not so much beauty, but it's the Orisha of like male masculine prowess, like male masculinity in the root chakra form, where it's the hunter and the I don't know, the stormbringer. It's just potent masculine energy. So y'all are Shango. Y'all are probably, you probably have very strong Scorpio or Aries placements in your charts. You might even have some Pisces placements as well, but I try not to say signs to turn off those of you who are not the signs that I'm saying, because we are all the signs. It's just, how is that archetype being channeled in our birth chart, and we can draw that energy very easily into our lives. Okay, so, but I'm just saying that the archetypal energy of you masculines is very like Aries. And ladies, if you're still watching, which I mean, I hope you are, because I'm going to bring this all together. You're attracted to these type of men, and men, you're attracted to these type of women. So like, each of y'all, like this fish on the hook, like the men are like fishes and these women are like the bait. It's like y'all just go together, because you can't fish without bait. And you can't, or you can use a net, but either way, you need something. You can use your hands too, or a spear, but you need something to catch the fish. And it's like the two go together effortlessly. And that's what it is. That is what y'all have been carrying. Y'all have been carrying either sex addiction, and maybe this is your call to get therapy with an actual professional, or you have been just carrying a really poor relationship with your sexual health. All right, so quickly we're going to look at why you have been carrying this. Whoops, I'm trying to not mess up what we got going. So why, Great Spirit, have my selectors for bag number 1, why have they been carrying this? Male, divine, masculine, and feminine alike, you know? Why have they been carrying this? Why have they been carrying this? Right here. Why have they been carrying this? Give me one more. Why have they been carrying this? Thank you. Okay, give me a moment to spend time with this message. Okay. For some of you, you've been carrying this because at a younger age, you witnessed a separation. It could be a divorce that happened with your parents. It could be the loss of a elderly person in your childhood, like a caretaker. Maybe your grandparent was your primary caretaker, or a great aunt, a great someone. But I feel that at a younger age, you had a division. There is something that occurred that took your sense of security, your sense of foundation from you. Many of you, it may have actually been a divorce that happened between your parents, and you had to decide. For some of you, it could have been a split that happened that involved foster care, you and your siblings having to enter a foster care system that caused you to be removed or separated. So what I'm seeing in a nutshell is why you have been carrying this is from a young age. You developed a perception of needing to fill something. You see how this is like glowing, and the green represents the heart chakra. So needing to fill a space, needing to fill that space to distract you from the pain that you felt at a very young age. And I know it seems silly, it's like you're saying a young age, but the young age is showing an elderly woman. But I'm feeling that this is an elderly person because you will carry this until you are elderly, unless you clear this out. Open up a little bit more, Spirit, while we have an elderly person here. Believe that is the, might be the High Priestess. Just want to double check in this deck. So, believe that is the High Priestess. Oh, this is Veiled Isis. Okay. So I want to read you a little bit about Veiled Isis. It says here, it expresses in the spiritual world. So I feel like there is a special message here. It specializes in the spiritual world, the consciousness of absolute being, which embraces the three parts of all manifestation: the past, the present, and the future. Now, y'all, we just said that I feel like this is, and here's the booklet right here. The past, the present, and the future, if you can read that. So we just said that we had here this complacency card, because I feel like it's something that happened to you all when you were younger, but I feel like you're going to be carrying this into your elderly. And this is your opportunity to kind of shed those tears, shed those leaves now, like not to move forward with that pain. It says, in the intellectual world, the binary reflection of unity and the perception of visible and invisible, but in the physical world, woman, the mold of man, uniting herself with him in order to accomplish an equal destiny. So what I find interesting about that message is remember I said a moment ago, it's like I was describing, because I never really do that in my readings. I don't talk to just the divine masculines and then talk to just the divine feminines, but I felt called to do that with y'all. And the reason that I felt called to do that is because I feel that y'all attract the other. Like I said before, the divine masculines in this group attract the divine feminines, and you both have kind of like the same patterns that you're coming together to either highlight in one another or the other person so that you can heal it, or you're coming together so that way you can actually heal one another. It depends on how evolved that you are. So why have you been carrying this? You have been carrying this because you were at a very young age. And I guess this is the polarity of the youth to the elderly, but at a very young age there was a traumatic experience where you were separated. It could be through through death, through divorce, through removal. Something happened in the family structure. It's something in the family, your immediate family. It's not your extended family. It's something that happened and directly impacted your family structure, and that caused you to create a system where you decided to fill the void that hurt your heart with pseudo intimate pursuits. And I call them pseudo because they truly don't leave you feeling as fulfilled as you should be feeling. There's more out there for you is what I'm hearing. There's better. If you're running through a lot of lovers and you're wondering like, why do I keep running through all these people? Like, why can't I just find my one or just be with my one? Maybe you don't want to be in a committed relationship, but you would like to just have quality relationships around you. And this is why you have to address that pain from your childhood. And that is going to help you to heal your past, like we read, heal your present, and heal your future. So just before we move into your how you can release, and then we'll close out, your chakras that are being presented here is the root chakra, which is connected directly to the childhood, directly to the first 7 years of your life. And then we have your crown chakra. Your crown chakra is obviously the crown, and it's your connection. It's interesting how we have them here. This originally was there, but your crown chakra is one of the ways that you can also time travel, because the crown is connecting us to the universal all element, the universal all and the principle of oneness, and the oneness of the collective consciousness. So with this balancing that I'm feeling that you have to balance the past and the present and look at those characters, not just at yourself, but look at all of those characters in your immediate household that were involved. Okay, and then we have here perception, which I talked about before, which rules the heart chakra. So we are going to close out with how you can release this. We'll get some quick last minute messages, and those messages are: cut the deck, okay, Spirit, for those who selected my mouth is like those who selected bag number 1, how can they now release this energy? What suggestions do you have for them? How can they release this? How can they release this? 1, 2, 2, 3. Yeah, this is 2. Good. I only wanted to get 3, and that's what we got. So we have here your hard work is paying off. I want to address these one by one. So this is indicating a new moon in Capricorn. So with your hard work paying off, I'm immediately sensing that this is going to require a tremendous amount of hard work, and not just hard work in a general like duh sense like duh motherfucker. Of course it's going to take a hard work. Did you just not read my story? You know how much pain and trauma I've been through. This is going to require hard work, where when I sense Capricorn, because Capricorn is one of my favorite signs in the astrology. I love Capricorns, especially Capricorn men. I just do very well with them. And one thing that I've noticed is that Capricorns have a tendency to, since they are the cardinal sign and they are highly stubborn, they will do things that are outside the box, but only if they will it. You can't convince them. They have to convince themselves. You can try if you want. Trust me, you'll come back and realize that you wasted your time. So that's kind of low-key how you are. So you are going to have to do things that you would not typically do. So when I say things like you might want to consider getting therapy, speaking to a professional, you're like, yeah, right. I'm going to go to therapy and speak to some stranger about my problems. Yeah, okay, Priestess Ishtah, you can go. I'm like, whoa. So before you tell me to put certain fingers in certain places, I want to keep in mind that you will have to do things that are uncomfortable for you. And that is the type of hard work that we're talking about. It's not every day, get up, you got to do your crunches to get flat abs. That shit is hard too, but that is like easy hard. It's the real hard stuff is the stuff that you don't want to do, where you have to reset your willpower clock to make you do that thing. The next one that we have here is hold your vision. Wow, that goes right in alignment with hard work. Withhold the vision under the fixed moon. Fixed moon reminds me of fixed energy, which reminds me of stubborn energy. So when I see or feel this hold your vision, stick to your boundaries. What do you, and this is your last card here, but stick to your boundaries. What are you wanting really when you see yourself in a healthy sexual relationship or a healthy romantic relationship? What is it that you're wanting to experience? And you have to start believing that you can experience that does exist for you, that you do have a princess or prince fairy tale ending. Because I feel that there's some, with this blue radiating from this card, there's some melancholy, like, oh, my moon is setting, my wish and dream will never come. And it's kind of like, psh, 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 snap out of it. You're right. You're like, wake up. Stop that Eeyore energy. Or is it Eeyore energy? It's like, be happy. It's time for you to realize that you've went through some shit. We all go through some shit. But now you have the strength, because that's why those higher celestial beings were coming through for you. They are here to help you dust yourself off and hold the vision and believe that you too can be happy. You just need to change your freaking perception from one that is I'm hearing the word self-deprecating. I don't know if you're a self-deprecating type, but you got to keep it real with you, because I don't even know you, and you know what I'm saying, but I could know you if you book yourself a consultation or something, whatever. But let me just say, if you change your perception and you hold your vision, what you wish for, it is out there. You just block it because you don't think that you deserve it. Last, more Pisces energy. Balance spirituality and practicality with the full moon in Pisces. This is right on time with the full moon in Pisces coming up at the end of this month on August 31st at the original time of recording. However, if you are in the future watching, hello future people, thank you so much. I just want to say, with balance your spirituality and practicality, this is going to require and it's interesting because I also see, whenever I see the Capricorn, that sea goat, I think of earth and water. Oops. And now that I'm looking at spirituality and practicality, spirituality I think of as water, practicality I think of as earth. So there are two ways that I feel that you will be called to approach this. Ooh, and look, you have balance twice, all right? So there's two ways that I feel that you're going to be called to approach this, and there are rituals that I would recommend that you use. One ritual will be using the element of water, and another ritual will be using the element of earth. So if you're curious to know which ways you can use the elements of water and earth in your rituals, that is going to be included in your divine assignment. So I want you to head on over to my website at www.lovenaturally.com, locate this thumbnail for this reading, and head over to pile number 1 or baggage number 1, where you will find the divine assignment, where I will recommend one of the 2 elemental rituals that you'll need. If you want both, I recommend that you book a personal consultation with me. I don't give rituals out just by and large like that, because I tap into your personal archetypal energy, and I download rituals that come from your ancestors, that come from your celestial guides. So there's not a one-stop shop fix all magic when it comes to me. Now, there are some spells that I can give you that work universally, but the best magic is your type of magic. So we'll get you that healing that you need, my loves. And I want to thank you for spending the time to receive this message, because this wasn't easy. This is hard, right? Hard work. This is hard work, but your hard work is paying off. So until next time, Love Naturally is out, and you can do this. I'll see you at your divine assignment. All right, so welcome pile number 2. If you picked baggage number 2, this is going to be what it is that you are ready to finally release, because let's be honest, it's time that you release that, my friend. All right, so I'm going to help you to do that. Just so you are aware, every pile, like I typically do, is going to come with its own divine assignment, and that divine assignment is going to be located on my website at www.lovenaturally.com. With this reading, you will have a particular shadow work assignment that I will give you, as well as a suggested service of mine that will help you to bring your reading full circle. So I'm going to do one more shuffle, and I've already set the intention, and I've protected our circle with our angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides standing at their points. So we're going to see 3 sections, y'all. First, we're going to look at what it is that you have been carrying. Second, we're going to look at why you've been carrying this. And third, we're going to get you some advice on how you can release this. And like I said, we're going to close everything out with you heading to my website to get your free, no registration needed, divine assignment, as well as the suggested ritual that will help you to get into better alignment, deeper personal alignment, and to get you to work with me if you so feel called to do so. All right, let's do this. So baggage number 2, and if you hear little like snoring and stuff in the back, that is my Frenchie. And if you're familiar with French bulldogs, or if not, then you'll know now that they have like shortened snouts, so they tend to breathe a little heavier. All right. Let's see. So baggage number 2, what am I channeling so far? Let's see. I'll be honest, I'm not getting anything. I'm seeing gray and I'm getting circles. I'm also seeing some gray clouds. All right. So what is it that you have been carrying that you're now ready to release? Baggage number 2. Those who selected baggage number 2, Spirit, what have they been carrying? They're now ready to release. Okay. And is there any more in here? Let's do one more shuffle. If one more comes out, we'll take it. Yeah. Okay. All right. So immediately I'm feeling that this is related to some form of love energy. Okay, so this is definitely something, some baggage that we are dealing with around a form of heartbreak. And this heartbreak for some of you could have been in the form of your mother. So let me spend time with this energy. So what I am seeing for many of you is that there's been a failed attempt, several failed attempts at launching something. And what I'm feeling like this is for many of you, it's several failed attempts at love. Kind of similar to our first pile, but not quite. So first we have here the 6 of air, which is with the Aquarius glyph. Then we have here more Aquarius energy, which is the 10 of air. So when I look at the 6 of air and the 10 of air, and if you look at this with me, you see how you have like these birds. They're all, remember the circles I said I was seeing? Maybe those are like the sun setting. So I feel like, look, sunrise, right? Either one lover, maybe there were several, but sunrise, love comes in and it feels good. It's giving you life. It's making you feel free and it's making you feel incredible. But then when the sun starts to set, it kind of leaves you feeling depleted. What I'm feeling is that you are the type of person that puts your heart on your sleeve, that you kind of give your all to others, that you kind of put yourself out there. Because we have the female issue. Those of you who didn't know there was a female issue, just so you are aware, this is usually a divine feminine or masculine counterpart to any kind of deity. This is an Orisha deck, so Orishas that we work with. But anyhow, I mean, that's just because we live in a universe of polarity and dualities, and these beings are just energetic consciousness imprinted in time and space for us to use during this time. However, with this female issue, you'll notice that it was in reverse. So that makes me feel that there are love offers, or the love that you have given out, the love that you put forth in the world, it's not reciprocated. It doesn't come back to you with this Pisces 3 of Cups or 3 of Water card that we have here. It's almost as if what you give out, it's not fully returned back into you. Now typically the 3 of Cups can represent like partying and a good time, and for some of you maybe this is you're just you kind of move more in a like party, not party, because I don't like to say like partying is, for me partying is freaking great. Like, who doesn't want to party a little bit every now and then? But I feel like for you, maybe like the relationship choices or the love options that you have entertained or that you have done, they have not worked out for you. So yeah, I'm seeing here that for many of you, what you've put out, it doesn't really come back to you. For some of you, you may have been in relationships where you were dealing with a serial cheater, where either you were or the person that you were dealing with. I'm feeling more so it's the person that you were dealing with, or persons in the past that you have dealt with, where they are serial cheaters, where you've multiple times may have caught them with someone else, talking to someone else, whether it's emotional cheating, actual physical cheating. And we're moving away from romantic. I'm also seeing that in your relationships, I'm hearing in your work as well, you're someone who, you might have a people-pleasing tendency. You're someone who tends to give more than you get back. Just overall in your relationships, I'm feeling. So let's sum this up. What have you been carrying? You have been carrying this kind of like this it's interesting. I just split the deck of this Brotherhood of it's called the Brotherhood of Light Egyptian Tarot deck, and I feel like you are blinded, like you don't realize. This is definitely the group who doesn't realize that this is what they're ready to let go. You don't realize that the treatment that you've been receiving from others and from people is because you are either a people pleaser, or you give too much and you don't allow yourself to receive it back, or you give too much and people just don't give it back to you because they're like, why should I? Like, so-and-so is going to do it, or so-and-so is going to forgive me. So-and-so is, man, they're going to yell and then they're going to get over it. So it's just something about, that's the word, self-respect. What you have been carrying is a lessened self-respect. You're being called to look at how your self-dignity and your self-respect, okay? In particular with the management of your relationships. So let's open this up a little bit more. And we're looking at baggage 2 clarifiers, please. We have here the Strength card. Or some of these cards aren't exact from the regular tarot, but if you don't read tarot and you're just here for the entertainment of it all, then it doesn't matter. Let me take the wheel and I'll lead you right to where you need to. But you have here what is the Strength card, and it was in reverse, right? You saw it come out this way. So again, it's not having the strength, not having the boldness to put up those boundaries, to say no to a motherfucker when they need to be heard a no. Okay, not hear a no, but when they need to be heard a no. Because I said it already, so don't keep asking. No is a final answer, is what I'm hearing when I touch this card to tell you. So perhaps that's something that you can practice, saying no is a final answer. I don't have to explain my no. I don't have to justify my no. I don't have to make sure my no doesn't hurt your feelings. And that might sound cruel, but that's the energy that you, baggage number 2, you got to move into that energy. You got to get a little bitchy. You got to get a little bit on your shit, because people are walking over you, my friend. People are definitely walking over you, but no mas. No mas. We have here, look, didn't we say nobody's walking over you no more? Don't that look like somebody getting driven over? So this is the King of Wands, okay? So with the King of Wands, and it did come out in reverse. I'm taking reversals on this. What I'm sensing, hold on, let me read it, because we have here Aries in the top right. I just want to hold the energy in my hand. Yeah, the King of Wands is showing me that you're not using your energy, and I want you to look at him while I describe. You're not using your energy to protect yourself, to defend yourself, to, I don't want to, fuck it, I'm gonna say it, to pop off when you need to pop off on a motherfucker. And I feel like I'm using more profanity with this reading than I did with the first group, because you need a little bit more rawr in you. You need to stand up. It's like when you're watching a movie and you see the kid on the show getting bullied and targeted, and you just want to go, oh, come on, fight back, dude, you can do it, come on, man. Like, you just get so into it. Maybe it don't sound like that, but you want the person to fight back. It's like watching a good boxing match or something like that. So if you're like all peace and love, and like you don't throw up your dukes to protect and defend yourself, well, think about how you would protect and defend something that you love if you're not willing to do it for yourself. So here we go again. That's that. I feel like this has gotten a little bit out of focus, but this is that self-respect that we were just talking about a moment ago. You knowing that you are, there we are, you knowing that your value, you have to learn how to start protecting your love. There is a call for you to protect your circle. Like, protect, you know how people say stay in your square? Fuck the square. Protect your circle. Stay in your circle. Make sure that it's up to you to keep your heart safe, because your first heartbreak came from a parent. Now, I'm not looking at why you have been carrying this. We're looking at what. But for some of you, your first heartbreak was your mother. I feel that maybe for some of you, your mother may have abandoned you, or you may have had a female guardianship where it was a broken relationship, and that led to some form of you feeling abandonment. That's for some, of course, not for all. We have another clarifier here. This is the 6 of... I don't know. I'm not sure what this one is. Let me hold it for a little bit. This may be a major arcana. Let's see if I can get the reading on it for us. Okay. Wow. All right. Yeah. So this is considered this isn't a major arcana card, and this is called the Two Paths. Okay. So the Two Paths, it says, it expresses, well, it is briefly interpreted as temptation. So we have here the two paths, and it says here that it is briefly interpreted as temptation. Okay? And now it expresses in the spiritual world the knowledge of good and evil. In the intellectual world, it expresses the balance between liberty and necessity. Now, didn't I just say, and just so you guys have a reference of where I'm reading, I'm reading like right up in here, and I'll pull this out in case you want to pause and read any of this for yourself, because that's the full definition of this major arcana card that you got. All right, so I think that's focused enough. You can pause here and finish reading that excerpt for yourself. All right, but what I'm getting, let's put my little book back. What I'm getting from that is it's telling me that you have to go a little bit into your good and your bad energy when it comes to you deciding how you are going to protect your path or protect your circle, especially protect it from temptations, because I do feel and sense that you have this habit of falling into these connections. Again, it's not just romantic, but these are connections that are between you and work, like work environments, your house, like your friendships. It's just, you seem like the person that everybody can go to because they know you're going to say yes. You're a yes man or yes woman or yes person, yes unicorn, in a sense where not you're going like you're sure, that looks great. Not like that. You're like, yeah, I'll do it. Yeah, it's okay. It's a little bit, I don't know. I don't like this energy on you. I feel like people are taking advantage of you, and it's not fair to you. It's not fair to you. So I do feel that you're being called, and I just realized it has some nudity, and everybody's so sensitive today. Everybody's so sensitive. I think that just about does it. Maybe it magnifies it. Whatever, if it does. But I feel that for you, this is a sense of you deciding how to get a little bit more, get a little bit more in your fighter mode, and not to walk around with attitude, not to walk around mean, not to walk around angry. That's not the goal here. But this is about protecting your circle, because you have not done a good job of doing that, my friend. And it's not to your fault. This is not to blame you or to tell you you're a bad person because you don't know how to protect your circle. No, That is why you're here with me. I am going to help you to learn how to do that. But first, we've got to wake you up. First, we've got to take off that blindfold that you had a moment ago. Where's that person? Oh, I split the deck and we had that. But you have to take off that blindfold that we saw if you rewind the tape back. But I mean, you don't really have to. And see before you the path that is laid before we can walk down it. All right, let's get one more clarifier. Okay, I want to do that shuffle again. Well, nothing is by mistake, so we'll take both of these at the end. And we have here the, looks like the Knight of Clubs, or Knight of Wands, I should say. And then we have here the Ten of Swords. With the Ten of Swords, I'm immediately feeling that there's a need for you to start to initiate. And with the Knight of Clubs, but it's in reverse, it's a need for you to start to initiate how to create a sense of defense. So what have you been carrying? You've been carrying a weakened wall of protection around your heart. You've been carrying the need. You've been carrying in your bag, my friend, a poor sense of self-love and overpouring, oversharing, and overgiving to others. So we're going to move you out of this shadow energy, and we're going to see why you have been carrying this before we get you some advice on how to release it. So the next thing we want to see, for those of you who selected baggage number 2, is why have you been carrying this? Why have you been carrying around this poor, or when I say poor, I mean weakened wall of defense around your heart? Why have you been giving your love frivolously to those who are undeserving of as much love, TLC, and attention that you're giving them? I feel like you're robbing your own energy from you. If there are goals that I'm hearing, if there are goals that you've been trying to work towards, they are stagnant. I was hearing earlier when I was looking at these cards, I don't know if you remember me saying it, but maybe I said it in my head and I didn't say it aloud, but I feel like there's a lot of failure to launch. You ever watch that movie? I think it's with Matthew McConaughey and Renee Zellweger, the daughter of Goldie Hawn. There anyhow, I can't think of it now. I'll put it on the screen. But I feel like there are projects that you may have outside of like love, things that you want to initiate in life. Maybe some of you want to buy a house, your first time homeowners, or maybe you want to buy property that's rental property. There's just big, or like projects, big things that you want to do, and they're not fully launching because of the energy that you put towards these relationships. It robs you of your magic towards, and Eshu is the god of magic, and this is female Eshu. So this is your divine feminine, your Venusian energy, how you receive, and you've blocked your blessings. Your blessings are being distributed out to those that you are giving your love to. So when you start to give your love back to yourself, you're teaching the universe to bring those blessings into you. So you may have like a lot of close relationships and close friendships, and then we are going to move on to why you have been carrying this, but I just feel the need to get this out, right? You have a lot of close friendships and close relationships where they might be winning contests. They might be doing really well, but that's because your good luck blessings are getting transferred to them because you choose to be more supportive or give more directed attention towards them versus focusing that directed attention on self. Notice I'm not saying yourself. I'm saying on capital S, self. So why have you been carrying this? Why has pile number 2 been carrying this? I told you your mom. And I told you she abandoned you. Why else have they been carrying this? faith. I'm gonna put this over that. Okay. Again, that's my Frenchie in the back. He's upside down now. I wish y'all could see him. He's upside down as he's laying. But okay, let's get back to the more serious hand that matter, right? Okay, so there's some self-acceptance. There's acceptance from a mother figure in your life. One moment. So from your childhood, because that is what the solar plexus and the root chakra represents. So we have here with the solar plexus and the root chakra, since those are our first primary chakras that we develop. The root chakra develops in the first 7 years, the sacral in the second 7 years, so up to age 14, and the solar plexus up to age 21. So there was some type of, I'm sensing, separation between you and a mother figure when you were young. It could be, and I'm sorry for your loss. Let me just start with that. It could be that you lost her at a young age to death. It could be that maybe you had a parental figure, if it's not a mother, that walked out on you. It could be just a heartbreak from maybe like a teacher figure, someone who was a female figure, a mother figure. I'm definitely not sensing so much a father figure, but for some of you, I am picking up the presence of I'm trying to reset the camera, there we go, of a grandfather. So there's a for some of you, there is a grandfather energy that is around that affected you as well. But this happening to you at such a young age is making me feel that you have been trying to find a sense of self-acceptance within your relationships. So maybe that is why you overcompensate. And with this spirit guide behind her, I feel like she's trying to show you that, hey, look, you have enough ingredients already. You are already the perfect cherry pie maker. You don't have to give so much out. Save a little bit for yourself. And I also feel like it's like you get this piece while you're giving out all of this to everyone else. So a lot of this is you feeling that you were not accepted. I'm starting to get a little emotional, so I will scale back on that energy because I don't want to channel it too deeply for the reading sake. But you getting you feeling at a young age, up to age 21, something happening where it affected your, and if you're not 21, then up to age 14, and I'm not going to say up to age 7, because if you're 7 years old and you're watching me, where are your guardians? You should not be here. But there is a sense of acceptance where you did not feel like you were enough, or that loss robbed you of something that you should have had in your life. And it also affected, I'm seeing and hearing, your faith with the Most High Power, however that looks for you, whether you take a religious, a spiritual, holistic, or whatever approach, because it all leads to one God, let me tell you. Even if you're atheist and agnostic, like when you get there, you'll know you'll know when you know. But it has I don't want to say messed up, excuse me. It has skewed your faith and your belief in a higher power. It has affected your relationship with a higher power because you experienced this hurt from this separation or this departure of this loved one in your life from such a young age. It's almost like it stopped you from believing that maybe good things happen for you, or believing that, if we're not going to go that dramatic with it, just believing, just having faith. Because if I lost my mom, or if I lost my loved one this young, then there can't be a God, or there can't be a high power, or no one's up there looking out for me. Because if so, why would I? So it's a little bit, and I did when I split the deck before. Oh my gosh, I was going to say when I split the deck, I got the freaking victim card. And y'all, I just split the deck again and I got the victim card. Oh my gosh. So Let me just take that in. Spirit, spirit, spirit. You know how to woo me. Before, when I was about to shuffle the chakra deck, I was saying to myself, I saw the victim card and I said to myself, I'm going to take note of that, because that must mean something as we transition towards why they've been carrying this. And I heard the word a self-victimization. So I do feel that there is a bit of self-victimization that does happen, but you do it in a way where, remember we said before that you didn't have like a fortified sense of defense around your heart. The reason this green is the heart chakra, but the reason why you do this kind of like self-victimhood is because you don't know how to defend yourself. You don't know how to protect yourself. Do you see how worrisome his face is? The little acorn. He's like, oh my gosh, what's going to happen to me? Am I going to end up in the dragon's belly, or am I going to end up in the squirrel belly? It's like you don't know how to protect yourself, but you don't realize that you're an acorn. You have a hard shell. You have a nut. You, in essence, are actually already protected. But, not to go down that weird tangent with the squirrel and the dragon, it's more so relating to your sense of not realizing your power and not realizing that you don't have to feel angry or upset anymore about what happened to you at this younger age, and you can start to let go of this pain and you can start to release it. So that self-disrespect that I was feeling earlier, why do you have it? It's because of this loss. It's because of this pain that you've been carrying around since a young age, and I feel like you'll carry this with you to the grave. That's the younger you and that's the older you walking hand in hand. And remember I said going into this I was seeing gray clouds? I said I was seeing nothing but gray clouds, and there are those gray clouds and circles. I said, so there are those gray clouds. So don't think that I'm hearing also that, and this mother figure, there's a mother figure around you, and she's always been with you. Oh my gosh, I'm so emotional when I'm feeling that. If you're emotional with the loss of this person, they are equally sad. Every time you cry, they cry with you. Every time you feel their missingness, they miss you too. Okay. I am just processing some of those tears that I'm feeling for some of you. Sometimes we're not brave enough or we don't know how to cry. And those of you who are empaths or clairsentients, one of our jobs or one of the byproducts of the gift is processing emotions for those who don't know how to. So I'm going to move forward because it's very heavy, that energy, but there is some form of they just want you to know that they're always with you and they're always watching over you and they love you and they definitely want to develop and strengthen. That's where the faith is coming in. Those of you who are here, you may want to consider you may want to consider doing an ancestor altar. You may want to do an ancestor altar, or you may want to do some type of veneration to work with or to strengthen your connection to this family member or to this individual that you no longer have this relationship with. And if they are still living, you please don't put them on an ancestor altar. But if they are still living, then I do recommend that you try to extend the olive branch to reconnect with them, even if it means just writing them a letter, whether you send it or you don't send it. But that might be something you want to consider doing. So while we're talking about how you can now release this energy, let's see with our Moonology deck, what advice does Spirit have for you? we talked about the chakras, right? So we said the solar plexus, the root chakra, and the crown chakra. We did. I just want to make sure. All right. Whew, y'all got me crying. Dang, man, I just want to hold y'all. But we're not going to go backwards. We're going to go forward to the next question. So I have here like these 3 cards that are sticking out. So I'm just going to take these 3. I'm not going to lie. I'm going to take this one too because it's sticking out. Let's see what they have to say. So your advice, baggage number 2. Whew. I must say I feel lighter after letting that out. Okay. Hopefully you do too. Now it says surrender to the divine. Yeah. And this is full moon energy. As I stated, I did feel very much that there is a call to reinstate your faith, to develop a new faith and a new connection with spirit for those of you who have lost a loved one, to open up that bridge of communication. If you're not into ancestor altars or you can't do one, you can just start to connect with that person or someone on the other side just by saying their name every day, by looking at a picture. If you don't have a picture, picture them in your mind. Talk to them, whether you do it in your head or aloud when no one's around, because people start to question if you do it aloud, like, who are you talking to? Oh, I'm just talking to, like, what? Wait, huh? So by all means, but just my point is open up that communication. All right, I'm just trying to make some jokes to lighten up the energy. Look, it is time to take action. New moon in Aries. Whew. When I see this new moon in Aries, and I want to take into consideration that it was in reverse, I don't feel that this is time for you to take like combative action, because I just want to check here how much battery we have, because I don't want my phone to die in the middle of this reading. Okay. I don't feel like it's time for you to take like combative action, to go into war. I feel that this is in reverse, because with this circle here, it's about how are you protecting yourself. So you know how they say the best offense is a really good defense? This is what I'm sensing for you. You creating a really good defense, a really good, and this is not to protect your heart so that no one can get in, but this is just so you can develop a certain degree of emotional intelligence that helps you to manage the relationships that you have in a more satisfying way, where you are receiving benefits far more than giving out the benefits. Because remember, to be around you, to be with you, to be inside of you, to be next to you is the benefit. And I really am calling you, as with your spirit guides, with your higher power, for those of you with your mother figure here, they're calling you to look at that and see that you are the benefit, you are the blessing. Okay. And some of you, those of you who did lose someone that was that mother figure at a young age, they are saying that for some of you, that they transitioned at a younger age so that they can walk with you. They chose to do that so they can walk with you on the spirit realm. So that was a conscious decision that they made so they can guide you from the eagle eye view and not the earthly view. All right. I recommend that you book a reading with me if you want to talk more on how you can heal this connection, or mend it, or build it and strengthen this bond to this individual, because they definitely are trying to come through for you, but it's hard to read for everybody in this fashion. So we have bring love into the situation with new moon in Aquarius. So yes, bringing love. And what I love about Aquarius energy is all about like how to love everybody else. And it's about, Aquarians are the networkers. They make the glue of people come together. Like, they are the best at it. Gemini is good at talking to people and schmoozing and getting a party going, but Aquarius is the organizer. Aquarius will get it all going. They will make the event, and they will make it one hell of an event too. So I'm feeling that you, with this jug, you need to pour back into yourself, and bringing love into this situation is bringing love into you, finding out how you can create a self-care that's centered around self-love. So I'm feeling so far that your shadow homework is going to be around self-love, and your commitment is being tested. This is your commitment to your boundaries, your commitment to how you are asserting yourself. I'm especially feeling that with this Aries card, how you are asserting yourself against those who poke holes in your boundaries, I'm hearing, but also those who pose potential threats against you. Now, I don't know what type of work or the line of work that you do, but I'm hearing for some of you that you may have you may work in a field or industry where you are interacting with a lot of individuals, and you may have unseen forces of maybe evil eye that gets sent to you. Perhaps you're really good at your craft and other people don't like that, or it just could be the type of industry that you're in. But that's a kind of a side note. Okay, baggage number 2, your reading got cut off. My phone died. So I just wanted to conclude here, because we were at the very end of your reading, in stating how you can release this energy, right? Because we did go through a lot. So essentially, what I would like for you to know in leaving this is, to release this energy, you must fortify yourself. You must fortify your own self-defense, your own wall of protection around your heart. And this is not so that you become guarded and fearful of the world, but you almost have like puppy syndrome, where everybody's your friend and you let people in too easily. So this is a development of discernment, so that everybody doesn't get into your club. Everybody doesn't have access to you. Everybody can't get into your heart space. It doesn't mean you cannot have love for all, but everyone doesn't get into your inner circle. And that's why I was feeling and sensing circles going into your reading, because that's what you need to fortify your circle of protection. So your shadow work assignment, I have just the thing for you to do that, to fortify your own protection and to fortify your circle. So make sure you head over to my website at www.lovenaturally.com. It is free. It is no registration. And if you find the thumbnail and then go to baggage number 2, you're going to find your divine assignment that's going to help you to fortify your spiritual protection. And I'll also leave a link for you to, if you feel inspired, to book a suggested service, because I do have a lot of services. So I will suggest one in particular that will help to bring your reading in full circle for you. So that is all that I have for you, my baggage number 2. Thank you so much for riding with me. I feel like I had a lot of interruptions in your reading, but all of that was pulling on my energy. It was annoying me at a point, but I felt like it was different small little things pulling on my energy to remove me from giving you my full attention. And I'm very happy that I made sure I persevered through that. And I feel that that's symbolic for all of you as well, to persevere. Perseverance is a very good affirmation. Persevere through allowing others to distract you. Didn't you have something where it says that your commitment? Yeah, your commitment is being tested. I'm still divining, y'all. Sorry. But your commitment is being tested. So continue with your perseverance on bringing your focus and your attention into you, and all things will be attracted into your life that are good and well. All right. Baggage number 2. That's it, y'all. Love Naturally out. All right, welcome baggage number 3, pile number 3. Welcome to your reading. If you hear a little bit of snoring in the background, that's my French bulldog. And if you know anything about French balls, if you know anything about French bulldogs, or if you don't, man, how are we starting, right? But we're not going to cut it out. We're going to keep going. If you know anything about French bulldogs, they have a short snout, or shortened snout compared to other dogs. So they tend to have heavier breathing. Without further ado, let's begin. My friends who picked baggage number 3, guess what we're doing today? We're going to see what it is that you are finally ready to release. Why are you still carrying this thing around with you, girl? Bro, leave that there. Stop. Drop it off. Yes. So we're going to look at 3 different areas of your life. We're going to look at what you have been carrying, number 1. We're going to look at why you have been carrying it for so long, number 2. And then lastly, what work or what good would that be if we did not tell you how you can release this, how you can leave that baggage right where it's at. So we'll give you some suggestions, and then no reading would be complete without you going to my website at www.lovenaturalee.com, where we bring your reading full circle through your spiritual assignment, or what I call your divine assignment. They're free, no registration required. Just head over to my website, find the thumbnail that matches this reading, go to baggage number 3, and find the divine assignment there, which we will customly channel during this reading at the end of it. All right. What I am also doing with this reading is providing you all with a suggested service that you can, if you feel so inspired to do so, you can book with me directly, so that way we can get you one-on-one guidance, because you know it hits different when it's one-on-one. You know what I mean? This is a collective, but it hits different. So I'm gonna take that because I feel like that is there for a reason. So Great Spirit, open me into pile number 3, baggage number 3, what it is that they are finally ready to release, starting with what have they been carrying. What is it that they have been carrying? What is it that they have been carrying? What else? And what else have they been carrying? Okay. All right. I'm hearing that this is not your card. All right. I'm going to shuffle again and see what else comes out. Okay, we have this circle protected with our angels, ancestors, guardians, and guide. Okay. Allow me a moment to sit with this energy, and let's see what it is that you're ready to release. All right. Baggage number 3. I got your message, all right? So, what are you not listening to? That's the first message that I'm getting. What is it that you're not listening to, that you're not paying attention? Because we have Oba here, and I'm not thoroughly familiar with the story of Oba in the Yoruban pantheon, or with the Orishas. But from what I did read, this Orisha has an ear that was sliced off. And I forget as to why her ear ended up getting sliced off. I will try to look it up, and I'll add a link. I'm listening to the message as I speak, so let me just focus on the message, because the mythology we will incorporate after the reading through another source that we'll find for you. But there's a particular calling that you have, okay? There's a particular path that you should be walking down, and you're still looking the other way. There's something that's distracting you. And I have an idea. I'm sensing what that something is, but we'll get to it. But you're not listening. You are not following your divine purpose. Because with the next card that we have here, Oshumare is considered to be the creation deity amongst the Orishas. And this card is in reverse. So there's, for me, a divine purpose that you have been ignoring. There's a divine call that you have been not allowing yourself. And there's so much sunlight. Let's see if I can put my blinds to reflect that. No, it doesn't really give it justice. But there's so much sunlight that's coming through my window right now as I'm doing this reading. And I feel like it's almost like this rainbow light that's coming through. It's like a divine light that's trying to be shined or shown, shined, or whichever, right? Shine down or shown on or upon you. There's light that is trying to be shined upon you. But for many of you, I feel that you're struggling with your finances. You're struggling with making ends meet. It's kind of like, even if you're not financially struggling, you're not financially thriving. I feel that for many of you, you're living either, I'm hearing the phrase paycheck to paycheck. Some of y'all know how that go. Okay. I definitely know how that go, how that can go. Okay, so living paycheck to paycheck or income to income as it comes in, but not really. Or maybe you have fortified and stabilized your finances, but I just feel that there's work, something around your career, something around your profession, something around the line of work that you're doing that is, it's just a schlep is the word that's coming to mind. It's like you're doing this job, but it's just a job, and you're not really living and moving and being in your fullness, in your trueness, in the greatness of what the Most High puts you here to do. So it's almost as if you vangoed your own self. You sliced off your own ear so you didn't have to listen. And I'm noticing that this is the left ear as well, and left is our receiving side. So this is again a message that you have cut yourself off from. For some of you, you are divine, you are a part of a divine lineage, meaning that you may have your mother, your mother's mother. It usually comes through the mother's side, to be honest, but it could be a gift through your father's side as well, and your father got it. But at some point, if it is coming through the male, that male got it from their feminine, meaning their mother, so, or their grandmother. So this is a gift that I'm sensing coming through the maternal end, whether directly your mom or your great grandmom, your grandmom, your great greats, or somewhere that's an ancestor, that you have a gift that's been passed down generation after generation after generation after generation. And this gift is divinely orchestrated, divinely given just to your bloodline, just to your family. What that gift is, who knows? I have a feeling that it has something to do with healing people's bodies. Like you might have the ability to heal things that we think are not healable, such as AIDS, cancer, herpes, those terminal type of viral, bacterial, or more so viral, not bacterial, infections. Now, I'm not saying that you are like a messiah that can cure things, but I'm kind of saying you are a messiah that can cure things. All right, but we got to check the ego so we don't now open up, a cult down the block, having people come in treating you like God. You are only God to govern self. So all of that to say that there's a greater, higher calling. So what have you been carrying? It's so interesting because it's like, how have you been carrying this? But you have been carrying you've been carrying like ignorance to your own ability. And I feel that some of you know your potential, you know what you can do, you know who you are, but you choose to live simply or more practically. Like you don't want to move into that fullness of that potential. And I don't think you've realized that this is something that for generations your family has assigned on. Before you incarnate and come down, your family has to appoint certain members to carry out certain missions that are all connected to the Most High, to the Supreme God. And many lifetimes someone in your family has been nominated. I'm seeing almost like a sci-fi fantasy movie in my head, but for many lifetimes someone in your family has been nominated to carry out this divine work. And some of them have been successful, but there's some type of like trap. And when I say trap, there's that's what you've been carrying. You've been carrying a trap, almost like your mentality is trapped, your mind is trapped. What needs to be released is your mind, your mind, and your ability to see yourself with greater reach. Let's open this up. Open up Oba. Open up Oba, please. Open up the next two cards. Yeah, that feels right like that. Okay. So you have here the Two of Swords. Look, more swords energy, right? Check our time. Don't want our camera to die. All right, so you have more swords energy. With this Two of Swords can mean indirection. It can mean not knowing which direction to go. We said before that you were, it's like, hear no evil, see no evil, speak no evil. But this is you're blinded. Your hearing is blinded, and your sight, because the Two of Swords in the typical tarot deck, this deck is the Brotherhood of the Light Egyptian tarot deck. So it's very different, a lot more symbology that I'm learning. So we'll get acclimated to this deck together as I use it periodically. But this is representing, in typical tarot, when we look at the Rider-Waite, indecisiveness, not knowing which direction to take. And we said this in the beginning about the path. And look, I didn't even notice before, but there's a split road right here. So it's like a two-path direction. Like, okay, I'm hearing, which way did he go? Which way did he go? Which way did he go? Y'all know Looney Tunes? Which way did he go? So it's like, which way do you go? Which way do I go? Which way do you go? And if you're wondering which way do you go and you're tired, some of you work at a bank. You're a banker. You work in banking. You're a bank manager or a teller, and you're tired of that shit. You're just fucking, like, you're just tired. Like, whatever you do, bro, you're tired. Oh my gosh, you have the Two of Wands as well. So this is more like, more of a, okay, I have this potential. I have this gift. I have the qualities, but I don't know what to do with it, man. I can't do that. It's like everything is there. You have all of the ingredients to make the most delicious cornbread, but you don't know how to make cornbread, and that hurts. Because when you have everything for some perfect cornbread be hitting, okay? So this, again, my friends, is a call for you to realize that you have been carrying ignorance of self. I'm not trying to come for you, because I don't even really know you. You know what I mean? Like, tell me my last name, or tell me where I was born, and tell me my mother's name, and tell me where my father was born and where my parents are from. If y'all can tell me all of that, then you know me, and that must mean I know you. So if you can't tell me that, then don't be offended by what I'm about to tell you next, because I'm keeping it real. I'm always going to keep it real with y'all. You don't know yourself. You don't have knowledge of self. You lack knowledge of self. You're ignorant to yourself. I hope I'm being a little bit insulting, because I want to make you mad. Because I want you to say, you know what? You want to tell me I don't have knowledge of myself? Okay, let me tell you off. I know this. I want you to get flustered. I want you to get mad. Because not anger. I don't want you to be angry like that to mess up your day. But I want to get your energy moving. That's what I want. I want you to feel like, you know what? Freaking, I'm breaking this cycle, because that's what you are. You're the cycle breaker. You are the divine seed that came down onto this earth to break a cycle in your family that will benefit the world, I feel, for many of you. But it's not really about these grandiose, I'm going to be the hero of the world and I'm going to be the super healer. You can heal one person and still be a super healer. It's not about the numbers. It's about the quality over the quantity. You are here to break the cycle. You have to move. You have the Hangman here. Hangman is Pisces energy. I am a Pisces on cusp with Aries. So I know how it feels to feel lazy and dormant and stuck. And then to have to get that fire going. And one of the best ways that I get my fire going, I always tell somebody, you want me to do something? Piss me off. Piss me off. And I remember, and I did not get this from this individual. This is just how I roll. But when I had watched a documentary about Beyonce, she's had many, so I don't know which one it was, but it was one of her more recent ones, and she would say that, ooh, somebody please piss me off before I go on stage. Make me mad. Somebody say something to piss me off before I go on stage. And that's how and when she performs her best, her hardest, her fiercest. And that is how I feel. That's how I am. And that's why I say, you want me to do something? And especially like do the fuck out of it. Piss me off. So in a friendly, loving way, I'm trying to lovingly piss you off. In a loving way, y'all. In a loving way, I promise. Like, give me your hands. I'm squeezing your hands right now. Because you need this little shake up. I want you to know your quality. I want you to know your worth. You have been living in the shadow. Let's move forward, right? I'm gonna go back to this Hangman card. You've been in this cycle. You've been stuck incarnation after incarnation after incarnation, not really getting it, not really knowing your potential. With this Pisces energy, Pisces is the sign of spirituality. You are a spiritual maven. I am hearing you have so many powers, and some of you don't want them. You don't want to. I don't want to see dead people. I don't want to be a medium. I don't want to be a clairaudient. I don't want to be clairsentient. I don't want to be claircognizant. I don't want to be any of the clairs. I don't even want my name to be Claire. I'm changing my name from Claire. Like. Some of you don't want shit to do with it, and some of you do. Oh, but some of you do, and you don't know how. Okay? So another thing, and we're going to move forward, is why you have been carrying this. Is what you have been carrying, my friends, is this. With this last card here, this I believe is the moon card. It's the major arcana for the moon card. So, and the moon card is in reverse. So with it being in reverse, I'm not gonna lie, I feel like like some of you haven't. Okay. Ooh. All right, here's what it is. They said that, when I say they, I'm talking to the collective consciousness, the energies that I'm channeling, the divine benevolent beings. They said that you know that whatever this is, this life that you're living, you know this shit don't work. You know it don't work. And I'm seeing so many orbs around my room right now. You know it doesn't work. But what you don't know, which is why the moon is in reverse, because what you don't know is how to get out. You don't know how to escape your matrix. You don't know how to break those bonds. You don't know how to cut. You see how his hands are tied at the top and at the bottom? You don't know how to cut yourself free. You don't know how to get loose from that snake being coiled around you because you're blind and you cannot hear. So in that blind sight and blind hearing is definitely, I feel, going to be a test of your faith. Your life journey is one where I'm feeling that your faith is a massive, with everyone, but with you in particular, your faith is a massive part of your journey. So let's check our time. Okay, let's keep going. So let's see why you have been carrying this for so long. Why have you been carrying this for so long? Why has my baggage number 3, why have they been carrying this for so long? Thank you. Yeah. I mean, straightforward. We have here despondence, balance, in reverse, prayer. And prayer is right on top of the Hangman card, which is your spirituality card. And then rejection. Oh, you think that your work will be rejected. Why? Okay, let's just go through it. So why have you been carrying this? You've been carrying this because when you were younger, you didn't have the foundation, you didn't have the support. Your parents, whether you have both parents or just whoever was a maternal figure, if you raised yourself, then you obviously didn't have anyone around, right? So you didn't have the support system. You didn't have anyone that cared. Like maybe you brought home art and somebody just, you ever see the scene where Lois, I'll try to insert it here, where Lois and Peter, I don't mean to laugh because this is not funny, but in the cartoon where Lois and Peter have like a picture and then they crumble up the picture and they throw it away after Stewie, the baby, gives it, and this is in Family Guy, gives them the picture. So it's an old reference. It's like one of their earlier seasons. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, don't worry. I'll try to put a clip in here.
You know, you should be more sensitive to my humiliation. You remember how bad you felt when you drew that picture for Peter and Lois?
Oh, Stewie, it's wonderful.
This is going right up on the fridge.
Really? The fridge?
It's like we have a little Michelangelo in the house.
Okay, see you guys later.
I almost lost it when you said to put it on the fridge.
I know. I mean, what the hell is it supposed to be, a pelican or a school bus?
Looks like Muhammad Ali drew this.
What a dumbass. Hey, let's spit on it.
But this is how I'm sensing you experienced your childhood, and I don't mean to make light of it. I'm trying to give a little comedy with the heaviness. This is heavy energy that we're dealing with, and unfortunately that lack of support didn't cultivate within you that self-belief that you needed, and also that self-knowledge that supported you to discover your gifts more, to cultivate more of a hobby or more time in your life to practice this. So I feel that with this balance, and here we have a lot of 2 energy for you, but the balance card is in reverse. I feel that it's taught you to kind of divide your time or divide your energy amongst 2 different worlds. You have this hidden artistic, hidden healer, hidden spiritual maven, but then you have this practical world, and you have this, I'm just going to do this job, and this is where the money comes. This is me being practical, because you have all these vines and earth is always representative of practicality and being and just the physical, because the physical is something that's tangible that we can touch, feel, taste, and experience with all of our 5 senses. And I feel that you are hesitant to go forth. Why you have been carrying this is because you've been hesitant to go forth with this gift, because you don't think you'll have the support system. You didn't have it growing up, and you don't have it now. Your friends won't get it. Your family won't understand. And who has a job doing XYZ? Insert title. Like, if I go and tell somebody, hey, I'm Tiffany and I'm a shadow work shaman and I go by the name Priestess Ishtah, they're gonna look at me like, you do what? And you go by who? Oh, okay, get the padded truck. Let's lock this one up. No, it sounds absolutely bizarre. What the fuck do you do? But guess what? We live in a bizarre world. This is a new age. It's a new world order. And you are one of those individuals that are being called to usher this in. So why have you been carrying this? You've been carrying this baggage because you have not had the foundation from your friends, from your family extended, your immediate family, from your siblings, and just a good foundation around you. You also, I'm sensing, don't have proper mentors, proper teachers. You may have somebody had a mentor, somebody had a teacher, and they were not the right teacher for you. There are a lot of spiritual teachers, leaders, mentors that are misguided, okay? So you must be extremely careful with who you allow to lead your spirit, because really it should be nobody leading your spirit. They should be teaching you how to lead your own spirit. And that is one of the best ways you can discern if you have a good teacher or not. Do they lead you? Do they give you the fish? Or do they give you the fishing rod to teach you how to fish for yourself? A good teacher always teaches you. They don't lead you. You don't need a leader. Because guess what? Baggage number 3, you are the leader. You will have your own set of, I hate to say it, but set of sheep that will follow you. So when that does occur, you will have the same decision to make. Will you lead people to their destruction and inflate your ego? Or will you allow yourself to be a teacher and to give people the fruit of life, the fruit of knowledge in life that you have also received? Because you are going through a transitional period where you're turning your life from lemon into lemonade. Why you have been carrying this, to bring this back to the point of our second section, is you've been carrying this because you have not felt like you could have this. I feel that you feel a lot of self-doubt. You doubt that you'll be able to live this lifestyle. And some of you might pray for it. Some of you might have had conversations, or you might try to manifest this transition in your life. But it's like contradictory, because it's like I'm seeing that there are conversations that you're having with your higher power to receive this new life. Whether it's, I want to move to a farm and I want to sell fresh baked apple pies out of my out of my garage, my beautiful barn garage. I don't know, right? And live in PA, whatever. PA meaning Pennsylvania, for those of you who are not from the U.S. or not from the Northeast in the U.S., okay? Just to consider everybody. And hey to all of y'all who are international, because I've been noticing internationally people been watching. I'm like, what's up, y'all? So why don't you let me know where you're from? Drop it in the comments. I love learning about the world and different cities and stuff like that. So maybe and perhaps you are like that as well. Sorry to be jumping so much, but this group, you guys make me happy. The other two piles, they kind of had me feeling a little heavier, but I feel like your energy, despite you kind of not having that knowledge of self, like your energy is giving me life. Like it's very light. It's almost like a really good Greek whipped yogurt with honey, like a really good parfait. It's light and refreshing. So why have you been carrying this to close out? You have been carrying this because of, I feel that you feel that your prayers are going to be rejected, or that your prayers have been rejected, and that your work, will be rejected. So it's almost like you've put something in your mind that has trained you from when you were younger, from not having that foundation around you now. It has trained you to believe that, man, people will reject me. People will reject my artistic viewpoint. People will reject how this healing modality or meth, let's just use the word modality, that you want to do. You have the potential, my friends, you baggage pile number 3, have the potential to create something completely new that has never been created before, whether it's in the form of an art, an invention, or I really feel like it's a tool or something that's going to heal people, in the sense of healing and realigning people on a soul level. And it's something that's not been done before. It could be like a new philosophy. It's just something that's new that we've not seen. And that is why there's so much hesitancy, why you feel like, or why you have been carrying this for so long. Because what you're literally carrying is outside of like your lack of knowledge of your fullness of self. When I say fullness of self, I'm talking about your fullness of your God form, generator, operator, destroyer. Like you're lacking that knowledge, but you're also lacking the I just lost it that quick, but you're also lacking the ability to execute it because you don't have the foundation around you. And I know I've been saying that over and over again, but let's move forward because I lost that last little bit of message and I don't want to lose too much time. But yes, my friends, you have been carrying this because, oh, that's what I was going to say. Thank you, Spirit. You have been carrying this because it is your soul purpose. It is the purpose of your family. It is the purpose of you to carry this mission, to bring forth this way of healing, this way of art into the world. So why have you been carrying this? You have been carrying this because the Most High God gave this to you as a part of your divine plan when you came to earth to change the world, the way that we view the world. Remember I was saying you're like creating a new world? You're actually changing the way that those that you end up touching and reaching, you're changing the way they view the world. You're actually going to end up being able to help others change their lemons into lemonade. You have the makings of being a very powerful life coach or professional coach of some sort. So let's get you, how can you release this? So how can they begin to get these beautiful plans out into the world? I'm hearing that you should, and if you watch a lot of my readings, you know I keep it real. I try to keep it real because I don't like fake. All right. I'm a consumer the same way I am someone who creates, a creator. And I don't typically say this, but I recommend that you watch my reading that I did on, if you haven't already, Pick a Briefcase. I have a Pick a Briefcase reading. I'll add it in your section. But that Pick a Briefcase reading is going to help you with your career advisement. My spirit guides are telling me to tell you. And let's get one more card for their closing advice on how they can now finally release these creative endeavors into the world. I didn't talk about it too much, but you do have here 2 chakra cards that are representing the crown chakra as well as the solar plexus chakra. And this is just your auric field overall with this gray chakra. So again, your crown chakra and then your solar plexus. That crown chakra makes sense because that is that divinity, that divine message, because you are a divine messenger. Let's keep it real. And then the solar plexus is your confidence and your belief in yourself. All right, so how can we reshape that belief so that way you stop rejecting these ideas? You stop rejecting your clairaudience, because guess what? I just heard that you're clairaudient. You don't know what clairaudience is? I'll put the spelling on the screen. Go look it up, all right? Go look it up. Clairaudience, that is what you are. You're clairaudient. All right, surrender to the divine. Okay, so this, just to make sure, all right, good. With surrender to the divine, your first bit of advice, my lovelies, is for pile baggage number 3 is, look, don't she look like she's surrendering? And she's like, well, I'm not ready yet. What do I pack when I have to go to the divine? Like, just, what do I bring? She looks a little upset. Like, I don't feel like surrendering right now. I've got so much work to do around here. Just somebody who's just fussy and mussy. But she's like, just give it on up, just raise it on up to the divine. So that's what you're being guided to do. Take that pout off your face. If I've offended any of you during this reading at any point, because I'm feeling like some of you may have had that face on at some point, I apologize. It's all love. It really is all love. But you're being called to surrender your willpower. Surrender your willpower. Stop resisting. You can't resist, because like I told you before, you're just going to end up incarnating again to do this mission. You can't escape it. And for some of you that might sound scary, and I'm sorry, but I didn't write out your contract, your soul contract. I'm just your messenger right now. So yes, you will continue to reincarnate until you surrender to the divine. We all will. We have to surrender. There's no resistance to the most high power. You feel me? So surrendering by listening, by giving into your clear sentience in a healthy and safe way. You should learn how to do that healthy and safely, okay? Because you can hear voices that are trickster energies that will try to go against you. So one of the things I recommend that you do to strengthen your clear sentience is to create a signal. Set a signal. How do you set a signal? I bet you want to know how to do that. If you want to know how to set a signal, I recommend that you book a consultation with me, and I will teach you how to personally set an independent signal for yourself, okay? Works like a charm all the time, every time. For some people, it's a signal or an alarm system. You can set both, and I'll show you during a personal consultation. Now, it does say to expect powerful change. Didn't I tell you that you were altering? There's this life that you're living, and then there's the life that you should be living. So there is powerful transformation that will occur for you. It is scheduled and slated to happen for you. So how can you release this energy? By allowing this change to happen, allowing the opportunities that come to you, the divine inspirations or ideas that you get, allowing that, following that flow, following if you feel inspired to write a piece, to draw, to paint, to sing, to create in any form. You are being called to do that, because that little by little is going to create a monumental change in your life. I do feel that you, again, will be a very influential individual in your own respect. And where you are right now, however your struggles look on that, whether it's a financial struggles or it's more so related to like just work and professional struggles, right? Like we've talked about, that is going to be extremely different once you surrender to the divine. So how can you release the lifestyle that you currently are attached to? That is how you can release. And then last, we have here, take time to breathe out on the disseminating moon. I feel that there is some I'm hearing during the waning moon, you should be doing a ritual during the waning moon. Yes. So during the waning moon, there's a ritual that you will be doing. But before we finish on that, I do want to say that take time to breathe out. Breathe. Breathing is going to bring you clarity to the decisions and the next steps that you have to make. And it sounds so general, and it sounds so like, oh, okay, well, great. No, great. That's going to pay all my bills. And just breathe, you said, right? Yeah, I'll pay my bills with breath. I'm going to eat with breath. They call those breatharians, right? Yeah, can't wait to start. I know it sounds cheesy, but you should consider creating a breathwork routine for yourself. It may help with the anxiety and the nerves and bringing your mind into deeper clarity so you can make decisions. I am hearing that you are an improper breather. Most of us are, but you might be like a predominantly mouth breather, or you may just take very short gulps of breath of air where you're not allowing enough oxygen to enter and flow into your body to help you to, like I said, balance out your thoughts, clear your mind, and okay, pile 3, closing out on our message here because my phone did die. I do want to just say we were talking about our breath work and the waning moon ritual. So there is a call again for you to focus and concentrate on how you're breathing. So that could mean hiring or taking a class on breath work or following a pranic yoga type of practice, or creating a practice where you're really incorporating deep breathing to help you to clear your mind and to help you to build that confidence towards taking those steps and stepping into your divine birthright and your divinely given and appointed is the word they're telling me to use specifically, your divinely appointed powers. Finally, we were saying a little bit earlier that you should be expecting powerful change by doing little by little, and that's kind of what the eclipse is. It's things that happen, or it's the impactful power that is there, but you can't really see it. When an eclipse is here, we can't look at it, but yet the sun is dark. It just doesn't make sense to me. So it's the things that happen behind the scenes that are building momentum towards great big change. So during the waning moon, and we'll close out here, you are being called to incorporate some type of ritual that is going to help you to essentially clear out any disillusion that is forcing you to go against your natural law. And that natural law is your divine power to create and to birth forth that healer that we need in this world. So that is your message, pile 3. I hope that you receive something. So you need to head on over to your divine assignment to get more clarity on how you can A, get that waning ritual going, and B, how we're going to get that career reading incorporated with pulling your dreams into fruition. All the best. See you at your divine assignment. Till next time, Love Naturally is out.